Screen Weens, episode 116. With me, London. And...
I'm Thomas. Hello.
Woo!
Hi.
This is a podcast where we talk about movies. What a surprise! Today we'll be talking about Slumber Party Massacre from 1982 and Slumber Party Massacre from 2021.
Yeah.
But first, as always, we're going to talk about some random shit for like 20 minutes. Thomas, what have you been up to this week?
More Minecraft. Minecraft, yeah.
Okay. Sweeping the nation. The newest trend, Minecraft.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I don't think many people have heard of it, but I'm really having a fun time. I think that more people should check the game out. A little underrated, but, yeah, I'm having fun in that. And then I finished the first season of Kingdom. Mm-hmm. I got a little bit into the second season. What I'll say is, like, I like it, but I felt like the first season didn't end on, like, a very, like, climactic note. I felt like the season 2 premiere would have made, like, a much better finale. Because it felt like they were setting everything up and then just nothing got paid off. But it all got paid off in the, like, season premiere of the 2. So I was just like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I probably would have shifted that around a little bit, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch the rest of it here soon.
Cool.
But yeah, aside from that, I don't think I watched any other movies this week. Yeah, no, that was it.
Cool. I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online, getting really into that for God knows what reason, but it's fun. I'm having fun playing that. What else did I do? I watched Dune in IMAX.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
We're still gonna go see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gonna see it today? Holy fuck. I loved it. Loved it.
Well, I'm excited for it, so.
Yeah, it kind of blew me away. And in the IMAX, I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, so really, really liked that. And then I watched Lamb, which I had been excited for. Thought it was garbage.
Ooh. I
did not like it. I was really disappointed. That was one of the big disappointments of the year for movies so far for me. I really did not like Lamb. Which was sad. I also watched Ron's Gone Wrong, which is like the new animated movie. It's about everybody's got a little robot companion, but then the poor weird kid, he has a broken one. Mm. But maybe everyone else's is the one that's really broken. Mm. And
that sounds awful.
It's not terrible. It's like some of it's like genuinely like kind of sweet and stuff, but it's just kind of boring. Not bad. I watched it with there was a kid and his son, I think, in the movie theater with him, and the son was like, "Oh, is that a robot?"
Oh, geez.
And that was kind of funny. But yeah, no, in general, just bad. We also watched Underworld.
Oh.
And I think I've seen the first Underworld just on TV a long time ago. Not very good. Mm-hmm. Some fun parts to it, but in general, just not very good.
Yeah.
I kind of like the cheesy, my TikTok was on. I kind of like the cheesy, early 2000s, edge to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, really just not very good. I rewatched Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh.
I fucking love that movie. Hinatea, Pierre, hated it. Hated it.
It's good.
But I love that. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I haven't rewatched it, but I've been listening to a lot of the Little Shop soundtrack this week, so I might revisit that one.
Yeah, I've been thinking about rewatching that one as well. But and then the new Pokemon movie's out, the animated one, Secrets of the Jungle, and we watched it, and it was good.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising coming from you.
Yeah, I know. I really liked it too.
Has there been a single piece of Pokemon media that you've watched that you've even remotely enjoyed?
Let's see. Let me pull it up because I have them all ranked. So I gave this one a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Like I didn't even just like be like, hey, that was actually like kind of good. The highest rated like actual movie was the first movie, which I gave a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I have a couple rated 6 out of 10, but they're like shorts where Pikachu's just like running around because I really like Pikachu. So I'm like, oh, this is like Pikachu's Christmas Vacation or something. I'm like, this is good.
I remember they used to like display some of them like before the movies on like the VHS where it's like a little short and he's like, I remember the one that had the two, they called Pikas. I don't know, anything
Pichu?
after. Like the tiny, like, first form.
Yeah, Pichu.
Yeah, Pichu, that's right. I thought you just said Pikachu really fast.
Was it this one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the highest rated ones I have. I like that one.
Yeah, no, that one was fun. They're like, in like a junkyard or something.
I think they're in a city, and I think Pikachu like falls off a building and lands in like the junkyard at the bottom.
Okay, so I remember them bouncing around on like a bunch of tires. Or something.
Yeah. No, that's good. But no, this movie was pretty much just like Tarzan. There was a legendary monkey Pokemon that finds a baby and raises the human as a Pokemon. It's very weird, but it was kind of fun. And like the villain's really over the top and fun. Like, this was the first time I wasn't like bored out of my mind by a Pokemon movie pretty much.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's guarantee I'm not going to like any of the other ones, but because I still have like probably like 10 to watch. There's so many Pokemon movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
But yeah, and that's mostly what I did. A friend of mine recommended the show Vikings to me, so I watched the first episode of that. And
yeah, I've seen little bits and pieces of it because my friend Matt really likes it. Yeah,
I'll probably keep it going. The first episode's like kind of rough, but like with long-running series like that, I always expect like the first half of the first season at the very least to be kind of rough and like trying to find its footing.
I'm gonna say, based off what I see, at least in terms of like the cinematography and how they go about shooting it, it all kind of like, but it kind of works for what it's going for, I guess, in some way. Yeah, it just wasn't my preference.
I feel it. But yeah. Not a huge week for me. Just been working.
Yeah.
Working.
I feel it. So, I guess we can talk about a couple news points.
Dune 2 confirmed.
Dune 2 confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited, even though I haven't seen the first one yet. But I'm sure
I suspect you'll like you because you like Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, right? I love him.
Yeah.
Blade Runner 2049 is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is my favorite of his, I think.
Okay,
and I really like Incendies. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I really like Arrival, and I really like Blade Runner. I've really liked every movie I've seen of his.
I feel like I've seen, aside from Blade Runner, I've seen like the movies of his that you haven't.
What, Sicario?
Oh, okay, I haven't seen Sicario. I think the only one I've actually seen that you haven't is Prisoners.
I've seen Prisoners.
Oh, you've seen
Prisoners?
I
love Prisoners.
Never mind. I don't know what I'm going on about. We both seen Enemy, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen, the only one I haven't seen of his was Sicario, and there's like one other. But I've seen most of his movies.
I haven't seen Sicario. I haven't seen Incendies, whatever. I don't know.
That movie's horrifying, but really good.
Okay. And I haven't seen Arrival.
God, Arrival's good.
Yeah, I need to watch that one. But, so yep, Dune 2 is confirmed. Let's see. Jonathan Kent, Superman, came out as bisexual, and the media fucking lost its mind.
Oh, yeah. I work at a comic store.
A bunch of people didn't even like realize which version of Superman it was. They're like, Superman loves Lois Lane. And it's like, all right, first of all, that wouldn't have any bearing on that. And second of all, it's not even that Superman.
That's his son. And also, like, there are plenty of times in comics where characters break up or where they're like, and even if he was still with Lois Lane, he can still be like, yeah, I'm also attracted to men.
Exactly.
That's fine.
That, and it's like, before I actually read up on it, I was just like, I assumed it was just like a new origin they were doing or something. And it was just like a boyfriend he had before Lois Lane. Yeah. His fingers crossed for Jimmy, you know?
Fuck. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. It's Superman's pal. Yeah, that sounds a little suspicious to me.
It does. So that happened, and then fucking the news that's been blowing up the internet the last couple days. Alec Baldwin shot somebody.
Yeah, and killed someone. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. There's that whole. I've been following that news story. I'm like, what the fuck were they doing on that set?
Nothing good.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's what, like, I don't know if I've expressed this on the podcast. I know I've expressed this in real life, but I'm a huge advocate for when it comes to, like, gunfire and, like, dangerous stunts, CGI.
Yeah, and, like, I've been watching a bunch of, like, videos on, like, how it's so hard to make it look, like, real. And I'm like, I understand that, but I will, literally, like, if it comes to, like, the safety of someone, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's like, did that person, like...
But also, there are plenty of, like, things... There are prop guns that look real, but they're just... On so many things, they just use real guns. And they're like, no, we'll just use blanks, we'll just use things like that. I'm like, that doesn't... Just use a fake gun. They're like, no, but we need the realism. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't know what a fucking gun looks like.
Right? It's just like... Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where it's just like no amount of like film, like I don't care if this new film Rust or whatever the fuck it was called is a fucking 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's definitely not worth that person losing their life so you can have a realistic gun.
Exactly.
It's just like, and it's like this isn't the first time. Obviously, like Brandon Lee amongst like other examples. And that's just with guns, not to mention, like, other sorts of dangerous stunts that get performed. But at least with, I will say, at least with other stunts, it seems like there is the proper prep. Usually, like, if they light somebody on fire or something, they're usually, you know, it's like, they keep in mind, like, all right, what we're doing is dangerous. We're going to be prepared to, like, try and stop this if something goes wrong, at least nowadays. But I feel like with the blank guns, they don't really have that same mindset. They're just like, oh, no, it's fine, because they're blanks. Yeah. Which blanks fucking, like, I'm pretty...
They can hurt people. So
yeah. It's just like, it's not like they're just fucking nothing. Like that non-breakable, or that... I don't even know if this is real. That, like, you remember on, like, kid shows when they'd be like, oh, yeah, in, like, Hollywood, they use, like, the fucking glass that if you break it on your head, it doesn't hurt. It's like...
I mean, I know there's, like... I don't know about that, but I know, like, you know, they get, like, the baseball bats and they score them on the back, so as soon as they hit them, it just, like, breaks and it doesn't, like, actually hurt that bad. But it's just, like... Movies are dangerous.
Yeah,
things are dangerous. It's scary how far we go for, like, entertainment. I was reading up on the famous Russian film Come and See. I don't know if you know about that at all.
I don't know about anything that went on, like, behind the scenes, but, like, I know. I've seen, like, stills from the film.
I've heard the movie's incredible. I want to watch it. Instead, I wanted to watch Slumber Party Massacre with you. But in that movie, apparently they just used real guns all the time with just actual bullets. And it was just like, cool. They were just going by actors' heads and stuff. And it's like, yeah, this was like a while ago. But it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, but it's like before the 50s and even after, but like before the 50s. And I know Come and See, I think, was like, what, the 70s?
I think so.
But, it's like
85. Even later than we thought.
Well, at least here in the United States, before the 50s, like... Actually, I think it was around the 30s when the film industry was like, we should probably, get some regulations in here. Make sure people don't get hurt. Because I know, like, there were codes and stuff that went into effect, like, right after, it was, like... Around the time that... Like, it was after Frankenstein came out. Because, like... When Frankenstein came out, they, like, later went back when they re-released it in the 40s and they cut things out of it to, like, appeal to the code, which had a bunch of, like, religious stuff in it. Like...
Is that the one that hates gay people, too?
The code?
Yeah.
I mean, probably.
Because there's, before that...
I think it's called the Hays Code.
think that's the one. But, like, before that, you watch, like, some early silent films, and there are just, like, gay overtones, even. There's this one movie about a woman who's just, like, dating two men, and they're kind of dating each other as well, and it's from, like, the 20s or something. I can't remember what it's called, but...
Is that Sunrise?
No. That's a good movie, though.
I barely remember Sunrise. There are just, like, huge gaps in my movie memory. Like, I was going through, like, looking at some of our director deep dives, and I was looking at, like, the Coreda episode, and I had to, like, look up pretty much every movie aside from the first one, because I was like, I remember watching this, but I don't remember a fucking thing about it.
See,
even Shoplifters, I can't tell you what the fuck happened.
They shoplift.
Yeah, I think I remember, like, don't they try to, like, put it on a kid? Or... No, they get a kid, that's right.
Yeah, they get a kid.
See, it's all coming back.
Yeah, that's why I like doing this, talking, because then it's just, like, flows back. Mm-hmm. That's why I make sure I try to write something about everything I watch, because it helps me keep it in my brain.
Yeah. No, I feel that. But,
in lighter news, movie-wise, Brendan Fraser is playing the villain in the Batgirl movie.
Oh, nice.
He's playing Firefly. So I'm excited for that. Brendan Fraser is also going to be in the new Darren Aronofsky film. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, he's playing like a 600-pound man who is eating himself to death. It's called The Whale.
Okay.
Sounds intriguing. I'm all in for this Brendan Fraser coming back, though.
Oh, yeah. God, I wonder how biblical that Aronofsky film's going to get. All of his films are, like, deeply imbued with... Because, like, there's that story about that guy who gets eaten by the whale, so I wonder...
Yeah, and he's, like, eating himself to death. And then one of the characters in the movie is a priest who comes to try to save his soul or something.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And there's also an atheist nurse or something, but the only one... I was reading some of the synopsis, but the only one who has a chance of, like, helping him is, like... his child that he hasn't talked to in a long time. So I'm like, So, but, you know.
Depends on the execution, I guess, but it doesn't.
Let's watch Noah. No.
Oh, jeez.
I've only seen, I think, Pi from Aronofsky. So, I want to watch more of Aronofsky, but...
I really like Black Swan.
Yeah, Black Swan seems like
I like Requiem for a Dream. It's not a fun experience, but...
Yeah. He did The Wrestler, right?
He did The Wrestler.
I've heard The Wrestler.
I haven't seen The Wrestler. I haven't seen The Wrestler. I haven't seen Noah. Hopefully it stays that.
He did Mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Mother? I can't remember.
Yeah, I like Mother. Mother's kind of a polarizing film.
Yeah, I don't remember.
For a multitude of reasons, besides just, like, the typical, like, oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can I have my money back that we got at the theater? But, yeah, no. Darren Aronofsky, what an individual. Is he still with, he was with, I'm blanking on her name. Hunger Games.
He was with Jennifer Lawrence?
I'm pretty sure he was with Jennifer Lawrence. I might...
He's old!
Yeah, but...
The fuck?
I'm pretty sure they were together.
He was married to Rachel Weisz? What?
Let me see.
Why was... oh yeah, in 2016 he began dating Jennifer Lawrence. They ended their relationship in 2017. So, no.
Ah. Okay, yeah. Must have only been around the time...
Controversy.
Oh, controversy.
Oh, it's just saying his films are controversial. Okay. I thought, okay, that's...
Yeah. But he buys rights to anime so he can duplicate their scenes in his movies. Like I
mean, that's better than not.
I agree.
Rights.
I agree.
I mean, that's fine. I guess.
He bought the rights to Perfect Blue, and
oh yeah, is there some for Black Swan, right? Or
well, he originally bought it because he wanted to duplicate the bathtub screaming scene in Requiem for a Dream, and then Black Swan is kind of it's like a real loose kind of like. I wouldn't call it like a remake or an adaptation, but there are definitely like strong similarities within like the themes and what the movie's kind of about.
Yeah.
So it's definitely plays its part, but yeah.
And is there any other movie news that I can think of? Nope.
Okay.
Let's talk about Slumber Party Massacre.
Slumber Party Massacre.
1982, directed by Amy Holden Jones, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
her
right.
name. Yeah.
It's written by...
I know Roger Corman produced it.
Yeah, it's written by, like... I want to say she's, like, a feminist writer. Let me look up.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah, that's why I like these movies a lot, because all three of them are, like, written and directed by women, and they've got, like, a real, like, self-awareness to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, even after you had said you would like this movie, I was still, like, going into it, I'm like,
That's fair.
But, no, I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one quite a bit.
Yeah. You would probably also like the second one. The second one's just, like, a fucking strange fever dream of a film. It's just, like, bizarre and weird.
Yeah.
But,
I've heard the third one's kind of rough.
The third one is basically just, like, a carbon copy of, like, this one, except it takes place in a beach house.
So it's better. No.
It's, like, I didn't hate it, but I definitely think it's the weakest of the trilogy, for sure. And there are three trilogies that take place within, like, the Massacre franchise. Because there's the Slumber Party Massacre
Sorority?
movies. There's Sorority House, which I guess not trilogies, but because that has two. And then there's, like, a newer set that's, like, Cheerleader Massacre or something like that. There's two of them. But one of them I'm convinced does not exist, because on, like, both IMDb and Letterboxd, it's logged by, like, an extremely low amount of people. And all the reviews say it sucks. And I, like, when I first watched these movies, I scoured. I was like, I gotta watch all of these movies. And I could not find it for the fucking life of me. So, my guess is that it was just an extremely low budget, straight to DVD horror movie that only had, like, one wave during its release in, like, 2009 or whatever that particular one had.
Yeah. Cheerleader Massacre by Jim Wynorski.
Mm.
Yeah. He's the guy who did, like, Chopping Mall, and he did Sorority House Massacre 2.
Mm. That one's also pretty hard to find, but I actually picked up a DVD copy of that one, although I haven't watched it yet. But,
he also did The Return of Swamp Thing.
Oh. But, yeah, so I don't know if Cheerleader Massacre 2 even exists, because I cannot find it anywhere. But if anyone out there has a copy of Cheerleader Massacre 2, what are you doing? Like, upload that shit on the internet or something. I'm sure it's probably public domain at this point. Maybe. I don't know. But certainly not getting fucking releases. But yeah, this movie, it's a real simple, just like some high school girls. They're going to have a slumber party.
It's on YouTube.
Cheerleader. Oh, fuck. It is. I didn't even look there, if I'm being honest. I was looking for, like...
I feel...
Whatever.
I'm like, sometimes if I see something with, like, 150 people logging, I'm like, I guarantee it is on YouTube because nobody cares about the rights to it.
It's true. Well, shit. I'm going to have to watch that now and leave a review on Letterboxd, because I don't think many people have.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is a simple, it's pretty slice of life for the first part of it, which I love slice of life feeling slasher movies. I don't know what it is.
No,
They're just so fun.
Yeah. It makes in my opinion, like, even this one has a more jovial tone to it kind of throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But it makes, like, horror films feel more cozy, which also makes it feel scarier, I guess, in, like, certain ways, because, like, this feels...
adds tension.
Yeah, it feels more at home, and you care about these characters just because you see them just living their life, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, like, they're, like, the high school girls basketball team. There's, like, a newer student who just transferred, and she's, like, really good at basketball. One particular girl on the team is really, like, petty about it and doesn't want to invite her to the party, but one of the girls was like, nah, like, don't be a bitch. Come on, let's invite her. Like, but she doesn't want to come because she overheard them talking mad shit about her. And then, just the slumber party happens. The girls are having a fun time. A couple pervy guys come up in the window. And then, a pizza guy knocks on the door and gets he's like already dead when they open the door.
Yeah, his eyes are out.
Yeah, and he just falls down.
And then they start eating the pizza.
Yeah, they're like, is the pizza okay?
It was so funny. I was like, this is incredible.
The first time I saw this movie, that made me lose my shit. So they're just like, all right, let's stick together, try to survive. And then the two guys are like, no, we're going to run in opposite directions.
And they both die.
Yeah, they both get murked. And then so the girls are like, all right, well, let's try to survive. But before like the power goes out, they were on a phone call with their coach. Mm-hmm. So she comes over and she gets killed, but she had also asked
Valerie.
Valerie, yeah. She asked Valerie, who is the exchange student, to come over. Not the exchange student, the transferred student. Mm-hmm. To come over and basically just check on him, make sure everything's all right. So her and her little sister go over there. And, they get involved in the fucking climax of the film. Where the driller killer, he's trying to, like, hide under pretending to be the pizza guy who they put under a blanket earlier, and he goes after the coach, and then the girls come down and, like, stab him, and they, like, break his drill with the machete, and Valerie in particular, like, cuts off his hand and, like, slices open his gut and, like, stabs him into the pool. And he gets back out, and he's, like, beating the shit out of her, but then the other girl, whose name I can't remember.
I think it's Trish.
Yeah, Trish comes out and stabs him again, and he dies. And then the movie just ends with them just, like,
holding
traumatized. Which I kind of, like... I'm not going to say I like what it's going for more than what the remake does, but I thought it was an interesting, like, juxtaposition that, like, this film has the kind of, like, more realistic, like, holy fuck, we're traumatized after this, whereas, like, the new film kind of has, like, the more modern attitude of, like, yeah, strike back, motherfucker, like the Death Proof kind of thing.
Yeah. Which, I guess we'll talk about the remake soon, but with this ending, in general, I like the tone of this movie quite a bit, and I like the ending quite a bit, because it's, like, it's hopeful in the sense that, yeah, they survived, and they're okay, and there's, like, a bonding moment, but yeah, no, they're traumatized for life, especially. And I really, really like the antagonist in this movie. He's creepy as fuck. And this is getting down to, like, one of my favorite things about this movie and the remake, I guess, because they never really want to hide his face. They want to show you this is just a guy. He's just like a guy that you look like you would see in Walmart just shopping around. Like, and that is, like, the scariest thing to, like, teenage girls or to women in general. It's just guys. Like, men are so scary. And the way he talks, when he actually does start talking at the end, it's horrifying. Yeah. He's like, I love you so much. That's why I gotta do this. And you want it.
It takes a lot of love to do this to someone. And it's just like...
And, like...
Also, like, there's the clear, obvious phallic symbol of him. He holds the drill, like, down by his crotch.
He's stroking the handle at points. And he does that in the remake as well. Mm-hmm. Like, the whole movie is a very clear allegory for, like sexual violence and violence are the same thing. Like, sexual assault is, like, the whole thing. And, like, how he doesn't target any men. He only kills the men if they're in his way, pretty much. But he's wanting to just murder these women because he's a man, pretty much.
Like, this one doesn't really get into it a whole lot, but the remake kind of gets more into the motive, which this film implies, but it's not, like, explicitly stated like it is in the remake.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie's good. I really like this movie. I think there's some cool shots too. There's the girl who dies in the, like, showers.
Yeah.
her scream is like blood curdling.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck. It's Pierre.
Oh, hello.
Pierre had said he didn't want to be on the podcast.
I said I want to be on the
Yeah, but then you're like, I don't need to be on the podcast. You left.
You guys didn't wait for me.
Because you said you didn't need to be on the podcast. Do you just have a bowl of waffles?
And chicken.
And chicken?
Yeah.
People actually eat chicken and waffles?
It's orange chicken and waffles.
Yeah. It's strawberry waffles. It's like a bowl of stuff.
Huh.
What'd you get me to drink?
You want some of that coffee?
No. So we're just about wrapping up with talking about the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts?
Hi, audience. It's me, Pierre. I made that V-Stars video that one time. Nothing else. This might be someone's first episode.
Yes, you're right.
This is going to be the episode that picks up on the algorithm.
They're going to go like...
I mean, this
they
might
watched
be...
the Beastars video and they were like, oh shit, Slumber Party Massacre? Click.
Maybe this will blow up like our Wrong Turn video.
If we make it like around an hour and a half, I guarantee people will probably click onto this thinking it's the full movie like they did with the Wrong Turn video.
Maybe they just wanted to know our thoughts on the Wrong Turn video. The movie.
Didn't you say it was like a bunch of people in India clicking on it for a second and then like instantly clicking off?
Yeah. It'll happen. Only like half of them. And then half of them just wanted to know our thoughts.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't want to, but then they started hearing our thoughts and they were compelled to finish.
Oh, yeah. They're talking about Beastar.
Also, I'm like eating on camera. People love that.
They do.
They do. You know, it'd be even better if you got right up into the microphone and chew.
No, I'm going to take the smallest bites possible.
But yeah, I really like that first movie. I like the antagonist. I like the characters. I think they're like well established enough for what they're going for.
Yeah, they feel really organic for the most part.
Pierre disagrees. He did not like this movie. He liked the killer until he talked.
The more they talked, it was ruined for me.
Well, okay.
I like the little sister, but it's because like I like little siblings that are like kind of like just like the worst in stories. That's why I like Life is Strange like 2, because it's like your little brother's the worst, and they're like, I want to play Minecraft. I don't want to cross the border. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm out of the context loop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the little sister was like the worst in this. Mildly annoying, like in a little sister kind of way.
Well, yeah, like,
but like that just
they're just annoying enough where it's like they're funny to watch.
Yeah,
I like the interaction between them and their older sister.
I like that she kept pranking her sister
before
she realized what was going on.
Got him.
But yeah,
the new one also had a little sister. Now I think about it.
Yeah, the new one really, really wanted to be like, "Hey, look at all these things! Look at all these."
Yeah, it even had some nods to like the guitar.
Man.
I mean, and in this one, they don't ever call him the Driller Killer, and the Driller Killer is another movie.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, I haven't seen the Driller Killer, but I've heard good things about it.
I think I saw a Nostalgia Critic video on the Driller Killer.
I hear it's like pretty atmospheric and.
Who's it by? Isn't it by?
That usually means bad.
It might. Is it by Abel Ferreira?
I honestly do not know. But yeah, no.
Yeah, it is. Which is the guy who did like Miss 45 and
oh, okay,
King of New York.
I think
the original Bad Lieutenant and stuff like that.
I think I did know that. I just forgot. But yeah, this movie, a lot of fun. A lot of not fun at times, but most of the time it's pretty fun. It's only like the last few minutes where it kind of starts like the unsettling nature of it kind of like sets in, because it's one of those films where it's like a lot of the time they're not aware what's going on until like pretty much the end, when it goes into like the climactic, just like, all right, we're gonna start killing everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I really enjoy this one. It's not like a slasher on the tier of something like Black Christmas or Halloween, but to
me it kind of gets close though. Like because I like what it's going for. I don't think it's like especially like well shot or anything, but like I think the music's pretty good. I think the acting's pretty good. I like the characters. I like how naturalistic they are. Like
it's a pretty clever movie disguised as a cheap Roger Corman movie.
I would agree.
Yeah.
We're so confused by our words.
He's like, this movie clever? Slumber Party Massacre?
Pierre was playing Paladins the whole time.
I'm back into playing Paladins because like Overwatch hasn't added anything for like 2 years. Paladins has like in the meantime added like 30 new characters.
Just play League of Legends.
People just get really mean to me there though.
No, they didn't.
It's like I want to play Garen in the jungle, and they're like, "No, Garen's not allowed to be in the jungle." I'm like, "But he wants to go on safari."
See, you just got to have fun and realize you're going to make everybody just really
play
mad.
Co-op versus AI.
But the only things I really liked about this movie was its soundtrack was like, I really liked its soundtrack. And then the killer up until the point where they start talking randomly. It's like before they just kind of they almost felt like a robot, kind of like in like the older Alien stuff when you see like the android Zen.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like the one who's like Michael Fassbender or whatever. Like the older androids where it's like more hollow feeling. That reminded me of that.
Yeah, I mean, I that's a different sort of appeal, I guess. And it's one I understand why someone would like, but I kind of like that he turned out to just be a creepy guy. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like, of course he's like a creepy guy, but it's like, my whole thing is I don't like it when the slasher villain just has like a mask. So like when I see like Jason or Mr. Halloween Man wearing like their mask, I'm like, I wish it was just like a dude. Like this guy looks like he'd be like someone's dad across the street mowing their lawn. You'd see them like on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, this looks like a guy who would ride the public bus or like hit on you at a bar or something.
Or hit on you on the bus.
Yeah, that too.
That happens a lot.
Pierre, how long has it been since you rode the bus?
Have you ridden a bus in Washington yet?
No.
Don't.
It's very cool.
Is it?
I don't know. Never done it. I have a
You're
car.
missing out.
You are missing out on quite the experience if you ride a bus.
Tina Taya used to ride the bus because she was working in Shelton at the time, and I was working in Shayless.
Young Shelton.
But yeah, I like this movie quite a bit. I'm probably going to watch 2 and 3 pretty soon.
Fair. If you have a hard time finding them, I've got them all on DVD. So
cool.
Just ask.
Sweet.
DVDs.
Yeah. I think you would give this movie like a 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my original viewing it was a 4 because I was like, I was like, this is just kind of like a dumb slasher movie, but it's kind of fun. And then watching it this time, I'm like, actually, no, this is actually pretty well done. You would give this one a 7.
I would. Pierre, you would give this like a 3?
I think like 4. That soundtrack kicks up a bit.
Cool. So let's talk about the remake. It is by, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Let me pull it up. Danishka Esterhazy. Probably saying that wrong. Apologize. Yeah, so this came out pretty recently.
Yeah, like I think
like in the last month, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't hear about it, and then I like saw it on Letterboxd. Like,
yeah, I saw a bunch of my friends watching it, and and rating it like high. I'm like, what? Excuse me, what? There's a Slumber Party Massacre movie that's good, like a remake. I mean, I was going into this being like, this is going to be like Wrong Turn or like Black Christmas, and but
glad it wasn't.
Yeah, I really like this movie.
Yeah, I think it's a good remake. I think it mixes together elements from the sequels into it a little bit. Like, not a whole lot, but like number 2 is definitely like following the trauma from the first one, and I feel like they incorporated that a little bit into this one since like we follow, since it kind of does like the Friday the 13th remake thing. Which I realize you haven't seen, but this is pretty common knowledge, where like the beginning of it's like kind of like a mini remake of the first one, and then it leads into like
a newer story,
a newer kind of
like
version.
Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead would be a more apt comparison, probably, where they remake it real quick and then they kind of, like, continue it. There's, like, references to the second one, because in the second one, the guy carries, like, the killer in that has a guitar with a drill on the top of it. So if you've ever seen that guy around just on, like, image boards or whatever.
Oh.
Okay, so that's what the guitar guy was.
Yeah.
That was fucking funny.
That's also why I was holding it that way.
Yes. But yeah, this movie kind of like does the similar following the trauma thing, but it instead of being like following a direct survivor, it's like we're gonna just follow like the child of the survivor.
It kind of reminds me of H2O.
Mm-hmm.
Except this movie's better. This movie does what H2O is trying to do.
Much better. Yeah. And I think a big part of it helps that it doesn't focus specifically on like that character, but like the child character, because it allows you to explore that a little more. I think it definitely probably could have been done a little better, because we're just kind of left on a couple like you can just kind of infer, and most of the movie is going to be trying to tackle what's going on currently instead of reflecting on the overall themes and whatnot. But yeah, it's still fun.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a fun thing to tackle instead of just like direct trauma, is looking at like indirect trauma from like the point of view of the daughter of a survivor. It's like, well, and like H2O I do think has a couple lines here and there that do that, but this is like the main character.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I like this movie quite a lot, and I just kept thinking about Black Christmas. I'm like, this is what they were trying to do with Black Christmas. Like, that has so many of those like same themes and like what it wants to be, and like, but it just did it way better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's also funny. Like, this movie I thought was very funny.
Yeah, no, I think I lost my shit during the scene where they like pull the fucking reverse on you and the girls are watching the guys have a fucking pillow fight.
they break open they break open the pillow and then they're just cheering and dancing.
Dude's so happy. I've seen like sports teams at like my university like win like what's like the final game of the season, like they're the top of the boards like for the whole division. I've never been as happy as those guys who just managed to rip a single pillow in half with their bare hands.
I don't know. When I was in high school, when I would throw my little parties, we would like put on the fucking Naruto theme and take shots, and it was pretty on that level of enjoyment.
Maybe we're just not enjoying life, Pierre.
Just because we're not listening to Naruto theme nearly enough.
That's true. It is a good theme.
Last night,
we did listen to the Bleach theme last night while we were playing video games.
Bleach also has.
Bleach has so many good openings.
I have one podcast where I just talk about anime openings. I have so much to say about so many different anime openings.
Maybe one day. I wouldn't be opposed to doing an anime opening episode.
Can like a movie for a choice for the podcast be like one of those like YouTube videos, like 2 hours of every shonen opening ever?
Every One Piece opening.
That would probably be like 2 hours.
It probably would be, because each opening's like 3 minutes, and there's like 20 at the very least, and there's like 23 of them currently. Not including if you count the different versions of opening.
There's only 23? That's actually like way smaller than I was thinking.
Yeah, they
900 plus episodes.
They'll occasionally milk a few of them out for a little longer than they need to.
There should be one opening.
Shonen do that. That's like Hunter x Hunter did that, but like they just changed the visuals with just the same song, like for like
but they would have different endings, which is good. The endings were very good. So was the opening, though. I love Departure. But anyway, Slumber Party Massacre.
So yeah, at the very beginning of the movie, we see in like 93. Slumber Party Massacre, and one woman survives, and she like hits. His name's Russ Thorne in this. He has like a somewhat of a character. It's not really he has a character, but it's told through other people's like knowledge of him, which I think works for this pretty well.
Yeah, for the most part.
But she like knocks him into the water, and they think he's dead.
It's
but
even worse.
Then it cuts to like present day, and her daughter's going on a road trip with friends. But really, they're going to go kill Russ Thorne.
Yeah, which that was also kind of a reveal of itself, because they hide that from you for the first like 20 minutes, and then like when they think, or when the little sister first comes back in from finding the first body, they all like are like, oh, and they just like reach under the pillows
and they're like, pillow fight, and then they just start pulling out knives and bats. Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I didn't see that one coming, and yeah. So yeah, they're there on a revenge quest. There's some guys staying at the original cabin across the way. And a couple of them come over.
There's 2 guys.
Well, there's like
2 guys, and there's
2
5
guys. Come over. Oh, yeah, the 2 guys, 5 people.
Yeah.
Five dudes, but only 2 of them are the guy.
Yeah. There's 2 of them named Guy, and they go by Guy 1 and Guy 2. And it leads to some fucking Abbott and Costello level fucking miscommunication during one of the scenes.
Like, I actually thought it was, like, really funny, too. I'm like...
It came, like, I thought it was a little over the top, but I didn't mind it. It wasn't a deal breaker for me.
Like, the comedy of this movie reminded me of just, like, Drake and Josh and, like, iCarly and Victorious, like, the Disney Channel live action shows where it's, like, it's so over the top and kind of like cheesy that just like roundabouts to being like genuinely funny again.
Yeah, like I could see like let's copy and paste like iCarly characters into this movie. I could see like Freddie holding the plank of wood going like, "This is part of your feminist man-hating plot," and then Carly would be like, "That's really sexist," and he'd be like, "Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that doesn't change anything."
Yeah. But fucking yeah, I feel like this movie pokes fun at kind of like the overly like, I hate to say this, but the overly like PC nature of like Black Christmas and Wrong Turn, because like those films were, you can tell that they weren't genuinely like going for whatever beliefs they were trying to spout, but they were just trying to kind of earn like virtual
points,
virtue brownie points.
Yeah, and film. It's not like, and I don't necessarily even think that. I do think that, like, I think it's Sophia Takal is the director of Black Christmas, and like from what I know about her, I feel like she was genuinely trying to do something. It just comes off, even if it's unintentional, as like virtue signaling. Yeah. And it's like, I want to like Black Christmas. I want to like the new one because I like some of the things about it. But I just think that, like, the execution's just dreadful.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this movie, like, it had, like, a message it was trying to send, it seems. Like, it was trying to say something, but it also was interesting and funny to watch. Mm-hmm. Like, it had fun, too.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think about the guy talking in this one?
Like,
because it happens right at the start. So.
But he sounds like a McPoyle brother. So
yeah, he reminds the McPoyles from It's Always Sunny.
He does have that kind of energy.
And I will say this movie, then later on they explain to him a bit more because a character who knows his past shows up, and I'm just like, they're ruining. I just like it when just a random dude who happens to have a power drill.
I kind of agree with you. I don't like that they like necessarily had to like. Verbally acknowledge certain things about his character that I felt like were pretty like obvious. That, and I'm not entirely sure how I felt about like the Pamela Voorhees kind of thing they did with it.
Like, I hate that kind of thing where just like they just start like Friday 13th does it, like Halloween. After I've seen the Halloween movie, starts kind of doing it where it's like they just like build up a kind of like mini lore around the killer. I'm like, some people are just kind of crazy, and more maybe he just thinks power drills are cool and wants to see what he can drill.
And that has me questioning, like, what the overall, like, kind of point that the film was building to was towards, because, like, I feel like the fact that they end it with, like, the mother versus mother was kind of, I found it to be kind of an odd choice. I'm not gonna lie.
I liked it. I get what you're saying, but I personally really liked it. I think that it
wasn't like a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Like, it was just something that definitely popped up in my head.
I just think it's an important thing to, like, notate that's not touched upon at all in the original is, like, that a lot of, like, men that are sexual predators are enabled by, like, by their mothers, by, like, some really toxic, like, parenting when they're younger. Mm-hmm. And, like, this enabling nature is just, like, the downfall of so many, like, just people.
They just become streamers.
Yeah, they just become streamers. And I think it's a cool juxtaposition with the mother, who's a survivor of trauma, to, like, rise up against her own trauma and, like, her daughter's new trauma. And, like, how your parents are the key foundations of so many good and bad things in your life, I guess. So I personally liked it. And I thought if they were going to remake this movie, I thought making Russ Thorn not just the antagonist, but then adding an extra layer, I thought it was a good thing to do. Because, like, the original with him just, like, as a guy is also still there. I don't think this changes anything about, like, the original. So I think if they were going to remake this, and they did, I thought this was a good choice.
I really liked one line that the main character had where it's like she's talking to, like, Drill Man's mom, and she's like, why don't you just let him do his thing? And she's like, but does he really need to kill people, though? It's like, why does he just not kill people?
Is that hard?
Yeah, it's like, I like that even the main, like, I like when the characters acknowledge, like, maybe if he just wasn't a psychopath, you wouldn't have problems.
Yeah, the mother's like, you taunted him with your skin. And she's like,
I'm sorry, we were inside by ourselves. Yeah. Like, and even if they were outside, it wouldn't matter. It's not one of those things where it's just like, oh, yeah, well, they're naked. They deserve to die. Like, I mean, slasher movie logic, you know?
When you put it that way.
Well, yeah, no shirt, no shoes, no life, you know?
True. Yeah, but I like this movie quite a lot. I liked both of these quite a lot. I thought the music in this was pretty good too. And I was shocked when I saw that this was a sci-fi original movie that I liked.
It was?
Yeah.
They make good movies on the sci-fi.
Right at the beginning, it says sci-fi original. I'm like, what?
I missed that.
And
I guess that is where Corman does kind of reside these days.
In the sci-fi zone.
Because I used to watch a lot of sci-fi original movies.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, the same thing. It doesn't, like, look especially amazing. Like, there are a couple fun shots, a couple good shots, but, like, in general, it's just like, they have a camera.
Yeah.
They have a nice camera. I'm used to Sci-Fi Channel movies looking like they recorded on, like, a Nokia flip phone.
That's true. And same thing, I like the characters in this. And I do like the mother in this quite a bit when she does show up. And she's like, I'll leave.
It might be something I warm up to. I just felt like I was just too distracted by the fact of how, like, much it felt like Pamela Voorhees to me.
I get that.
But, yeah. I get your perspective, too.
I hate that you guys are so understanding about these
things. We need to, like...
You're a fucking idiot,
I think
Thomas.
every podcast episode should just, like,
be the
end.
Brown Bunny.
Like, you guys should just start fighting each other, and then, like, it just cuts.
But even the Brown Bunny, like, you didn't, like...
I started off pretty aggro, but by the end I was like, alright, fine, I see your point.
That's why that episode was so successful. Because
people don't like that episode.
Yeah,
we keep getting views on that.
Probably because it starts off with me going, anyone who likes the Brown Bunny is an idiot.
That's the kind of energy that this podcast needs.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes you just want to talk about things.
Yeah.
You don't want to get heated. I know you love being heated on everything, Pierre.
I just like it when people are passionate about things.
Well, if we want to have a heated episode, we'll bring you on whenever we cover the Blade Runner movies or something. Because I'm sure that'll get heated.
No, Pierre will just be like, they're boring.
I've only seen
I remember watching 2049 and having like a 20-minute argument with Pierre after the movie about how...
Because replicants don't make sense! Like, logistically, replicants don't make sense over just a normal, like, automated, like, workforce via, like, androids or drones or whatever. Having, like, organic flesh slaves does not make sense. Especially for, like, heavy industries in space.
So, yeah, Slumber Party Massacre. Mm-hmm. A success of a remake, I would say.
I agree.
Yeah, I like this one.
Space is full of radiation.
I think you would also give this one a 6.
Yeah. All right.
You're going to give this one a 5.
I was actually thinking closer to like a 7. Like I thought, like the thing is, I wasn't really paying too much attention because I was playing Paladins until like the 20-minute plot twist where they start bringing out their knives. I'm like, okay, this is going somewhere else. And then I start paying more attention. I was like, this is actually a really good movie. It's really funny. Like, I wouldn't call it a horror movie at all. It's more like a comedy, or at least that's how I was taking it in. Whether this was just a comedy.
Yeah, they're both like comedy slashers.
It just felt like the other one felt like just like an old school like slasher stuff. This felt like it was definitely trying to parody that.
They're I mean, the old one's definitely like a comedy too. Like there's lots of funny moments throughout it. Like there's the pizza guy moment.
Yeah. They eat pizza off a corpse.
There's a scene where she's like running up the stairs with the power drill, but it's not the saw, but it's plugged into the wall.
She falls over. Oh, there was one part in this where Guy 1, he's the first one to like die of that crew, and he just starts tripping, and he like can't get up, and he keeps tripping. I started laughing so hard at that.
Yeah. At work, I'm constantly doing that kind of thing. I was just tripping all over the place in the back rooms.
I'll do that sometimes. It's usually not at work. It's usually when I'm outside.
The other thing I did like about the remake was you see the killer, like the expression to killer's face is like he's constantly doing like head tilted upward, showing his chin. That reminded me of like an old like an old anime OVAs and like Fist of the North Star, where you see like a villain come up and like, hey, get out of here, like just like picking fights, like just old school like Yakuza stuff. I'm like, I like that. They just like doing that, like giving them like stink eye while showing their chin raised up.
Fair.
That's funny.
I enjoy it. I think that, I don't know, if I had to pick between the two killers, I'd probably pick the old guy. Because I do think
the new guy did a good job, like, I do recreating that same kind
of... If I had one, like, critique, and I don't even think it's a critique, it's just a different style, is the fact that I think that he hams it up a little more in the role. Mm-hmm. Whereas the old guy comes off as being more natural. But, no, I definitely enjoyed both of their performances. But yeah, Slumber Party Massacre.
And I would give it a 7.
Oh, yeah. I thought I said that, but I might not have.
I was about to say that, but I thought you were closing up the podcast. I was like, I don't want to interrupt if you guys are just ending it.
Is it my pick next week?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing a deep dive.
Oh, shit, we are.
We are watching A Bug's Life.
No, we're not.
You're watching A Bug's Life. Be sure to pick up your VHS copy at your local...
You know what?
Kmart.
The only Kevin Spacey movie we watch here is Moon.
Is Kevin Spacey in A Bug's Life?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, he is the bug.
A Bug's Life?
We just did a deep dive. But no, let's do a Denis Villeneuve deep dive.
Okay.
Let's watch Dune, because we're already going to watch it. Let's watch Arrival. Let's do Prisoners.
That was Blade Runner 2049.
Nah, not this time. We might do both Blade Runners in the future or something, so I'm saving that for later.
For the Blade Runner anime.
So... That's coming out soon.
Yeah. I know.
So Arrival, Dune, Prisoners, Incendies, and let's do one I haven't seen. So let's do Polytechnique.
Okay.
So 5 of those.
Weird things with fingers. Yeah, I
wish I could do the Doflamingo thing. He's got like double joints. He's just like the marionette thing.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again for watching. As always, if you liked it, maybe subscribe, maybe tell your grandma, maybe tell your mailman.
I didn't send any questions this week, did I?
Nope. We just talked about...
Rapid fire questions.
Nope, we're leaving. Now. Goodbye.
Bye. What's the worst breakfast food to put relish on?